Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of Basqueing in Bilbao. We're back for the first Champions League football of the series, and we are in decent form to start the league, where we find ourselves in third place. And if you're happy to hear that we are sat in third place early on in the season, leave a like down below. Comment where you think we can finish this season. Since you were last with us when we beat Espanyol 3-1, we then beat Sevilla 1-0, Elche 2-1, Eibar 2-1, Alaves 3-0. We got a 0-0 draw with Shakhtar, which was a bit disappointing in the home game against them, and a 3-2 loss to Celta Vigo, which is even more disappointing. We have been handed what I would call a gettable Champions League group. We've got Atalanta and Shakhtar alongside Ajax. I think it's definitely doable for us to come out on top of this group. The win against Ajax today is going to be absolutely crucial. And then we'll be playing Shakhtar in the final game of the group stage. Then we've got Huesca in the league, which is a team who have started strongly. They find themselves in 5th, despite what I imagine is pretty low expectations, 16th. So they've had a fantastic start. Hopefully we're going to put an end to that today. Our lineup for the game against Ajax, we have rotated just a little bit. We've got Unai Simon in goal, Odriozola at right back, Vivian, Inigo Martins and Imanol as the back four, Dani Garcia and Munyain in midfield, DeMarcos on the right, Berenguer on the left, Sansei in the number 10 and Inaki Williams up front. Dani Garcia with a free kick from deep. It goes over Blind, but Tagliafico sends it away. We're going to go and collect that through Odriozola and play it out from the back. Vivian to Dani Garcia. Sansei onto Odriozola, who's got space. DeMarcos back to him. Whips across in Inaki Williams. It's 1-0. 3 minutes on the clock. And we lead. Despite rotating a little bit for this game, we look very good early on. And hopefully we can keep this up, pick up a win. And then we're starting to distance ourselves, if we can do that, from Atalanta, not from Atalanta, they're top of the group, from Shakhtar and Ajax. We now have a free kick right on the edge of the box. Inigo Martinez stood over it, goes for goal, and it's, I think, over or wide, one of the two. Tagliafico with a throw in for Ajax here, gets it to Berghaus and back to Tagliafico. It's to Lisandro Martinez, who's sitting deep. Aubameyang is at Ajax. Okay, ball inside to Aubameyang, who puts Ajax back on level terms. What's he doing there? That's an unusual one. Not something I expected to see us come up against. And unfortunately, he's caught the team off guard as well, because he's ran straight through the middle after playing the ball out to the wing, and nobody's tracked him. That's a bit poor defending though. Half time, it's 1-1. It's been a decent first half. We're unlucky to have found ourselves back on level terms, even if it was for a bit of poor defending. But overall, it's been a pretty even game. Tadic with a free kick. Berghaus and brilliant save from Unai Simon. DeMarcos is now breaking away with the ball. We've got a great chance here. Plays the ball over the top to Inaki Williams. He's forced wide. Good defending there. Odriozola to DeMarcos. Back to Odriozola. And we're eventually forced back to Vivian. Munyain, Odriozola, Oscar DeMarcos. Through to Inaki Williams. Through to the back of the net. We might be 2-1 up. We have got a VAR check. I think he was just onside, and we get confirmation he is onside. We lead 2-1 now, thanks to lovely little ball from DeMarcos. He's well onside, and we lead. We're going to have a slight change at the 63rd minute mark. We're going to drop the number 10 back to a holding midfielder. Vanessa going to come on in Sunset's place. Dani Garcia is the holding midfielder, and Villarabre coming on for Inaki Williams up front. Ball has been headed away from DeMarcos there. Tadic collects it as it breaks nicely for Ajax. He goes past Odriozola, who went in sliding. Tadic cuts it back to Kudus and forced backwards to Lisandro Martinez. We're quite happy for them to have the ball at the back, but obviously we know how easily they carved us open before. Harton goes for a lob, and it's onto the roof of the net. From that, though, we get a goal kick, which is going to be a new highlight. Vivian on the ball at centre-back. Plays it out to Inigo Martinez. Vivian, we sent him out on loan last season, but he has got a lot of potential. I do want to try and play him a bit more this year. I think the one thing with Paul in behind has found class, and Unai Simon's committed, and Ajax are back on level terms. That was a bit too easy for them. They've carved us open again, really. Just through that little bit of lapse, Vanessa trying to find DeMarcos, it didn't work out. And then just like that, the ball through to Klaassen. As I was saying, the one problem with our title challenge last year was that it did result in us not being able to fully test out some of our youth players like Vivian. Yeah, we had to go strongest team every week to try and maintain that title battle. And it would have been nice for us to have been able to rotate a little bit more. Odriozola forced off with an injury. We're going to bring Lukaku on in his place. Late on, there's a corner kick here. Tadic. Lisandro Martinez has scored for Ajax. We find ourselves 3-2 down, and just like that, we are staring at a fight back in the group stage if we're going to go through. And we've got Atalanta, the strongest team in the group, next. For the next 2 games, in fact. That's not what we wanted to happen there at all. And there's another free kick that's going to squeeze itself in here. Tadic is across the box, and somehow we've scrambled it away. It would feel a lot nicer if we'd scrambled it away to get a point or a win. But to lose anyway. Wrench on the ball, inside to Klaassen. Aubameyang. Back to Martinez, through to Klaassen. And Unai Simon with a good save to deny them going 4-2 up. Which would be, I think, a very unfair reflection on the scoreline. However, it still might happen. Tadic sending the corner in towards the far post. Aubameyang's there. Unai Simon with the save. We have unfortunately lost 3-2 to Ajax. It's very disappointing considering we were 1-0 up and then 2-1 up to come out with a loss, especially in the 91st minute as well. And it does put pressure on us going into the games against Atalanta, where we need some results to be able to qualify from this group, which, as I say, it's a group we should be qualifying from. And for the lineup against Huesca, we've got Simon in goal again, Lukaku, Vivian, Martinez and Yuri is the back 4. Raul Garcia returns in midfield with Munyain moving up to the number 10 as Sunset drops out of the team. Serrano comes in on the right-hand side. And you know what? Last minute, we're going to bring Berenguer out for... who do we bring him out for? Vicente. Gerard throws the ball in for Huesca at the back. It's played across to Timor and then out to the left-hand side for Mathieu. He gets the ball through to Gaich. He goes past Inigo Martinez, gets a shot off, but it was a terrible shot, and we've been let off there. Goal kick for Huesca goes long. Gaich wins the header. No, it was Vivian that won the header. Gets it out to Yuri. Ball forward to Vicente. Back to Yuri. And Raul Garcia. We're able to pass it around quite nicely here. Back to Unai Simon, who's in space. No pressure as he plays it back out. Danny Garcia out to Serrano on the right. He's got an overlap from Lukaku. He uses it onto Inaki Williams, and he's put it wide. I thought that was a sure goal. We now have a throw-in. Lukaku gets it to Munyain, and Danny Garcia goes over the top to Inaki Williams. Surely this time is the one. He's denied by the keeper. Inaki Williams, for as good as he can be, occasionally he does have off games. I mean, it's fair enough. Everybody has an off game at some point. But when it's your striker, it's not ideal. Half-time, Huesca actually having slightly better, although their finishing is poor. So we're going to have to figure out exactly what's going wrong for us. And hopefully in the second half, maybe we'll go a bit wider, be a bit more expressive. Vicente hasn't worked out on the left-hand side, so we'll send Serrano out there and bring DeMarcos on the right-hand side. Mathieu with a free kick for Huesca, and it goes onto the top of the net. We now get a bit of play at the back for Huesca. Their keeper goes long, and it's found Gaich, who heads it down under no pressure, and Huesca have hit the bar. And we have not put any pressure on them to try and prevent them doing so. We've been let off again by Huesca, which is very concerning. Vanessa going to come on for Raul Garcia, who hasn't been at it today at all. Villarabre will come on for Serrano, and then Inaki Williams can go onto the left wing so that Villarabre can go through the middle. It's a very poor result, 0-0 with Huesca, despite the fact that they're a newly promoted team. We should be At the very least, we should be dominating them. But they've actually had the better of the game. So maybe we need a little bit of a review of what we're doing in our games. Our aim now will be to come back for the Tenerife and Shakhtar game. However, we may have to come back a little bit earlier, depending on how likely it is that our Champions League fate is sealed before then. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we could do this season. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you very much for watching.